It's that time of the week again, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for my weekly roundup of the best 5 shows, in my opinion, of the, May 11th week? May 10th week? Something like that. But we have a little bit of a mixed bag this week because it's a little bit here, a little bit there, and a little bit fun for everyone. We are going to jump straight on into it with Petals of Reincarnation. This show slaps. This week was basically just an entire backstory week of the MC's brother, the guy he's trying to live up to and trying to steal as many talents as he can so that he can surpass it. I thought this entire time that his brother just had talent, not talent in the Petals of Reincarnation way. But his brother was Da Vinci, who had the ability to eventually learn talents off of everyone. Which means this MC is going around stealing talents, being an inferior version of his brother. And I love it. I also love the fact that his brother was one of the founding fathers, and that we're seeing more of this split of, hey, the Forest of the Greats probably not so great. They wanted to wipe out everyone that wasn't a great status, which, I mean, valid for some people's reincarnated. Like, we don't really need a Hitler. I'll be real. Especially considering they seem to have had some level of alteration to the original host. So the original host doesn't just stay them with the talent of Hitler, they become a little bit more Hitler. But also, like, I feel like some of these people would have been fine to keep around as their normal versions. Like White Feather. White Feather would have been fine. But that's neither here nor there. This is one of the better flashback episodes I've seen in anime, because it had action. It very much drove the story forward, and it's now showing us what we were suspecting of, hey, the good guys ain't so good. But also, the main character has said from the get-go, hey, I'm not on either of your sides. I'm just here to get my wish. In our number 4 slot for the week, we have Gals Can't Be Kind to Otakus. We had the beach episode this week, which most of these kinds of animes would have just had the main character gawking at the 2 pretty girls. I love the fact that we didn't get that. It was very much a, hey, don't touch my little sister. Hey, why aren't you more interested in my older sister? And also a lot of dynamic outside of just the main 3 characters, like the little siblings of both of the girls having to learn how to get along with each other and apologize for things that they've done wrong, which is a great lesson for little kids. But also it's a great thing to see that the older siblings and the main character are influencing the smaller children in positive ways, which is not something we see too much of directly in anime. Usually if we get it, it's either indirect or it's a negative. There's a lot of, hey, this has negatively influenced the small child. But yeah, this was such a great episode. And I love the fact that it's just everyone's kind of awkward and we don't know what's going on. And nobody's acting sleazy. Honestly, the sleaziest guy in this episode was the older brother. And that was just in a, hey, keep your hands off my sister. Hey, why are you not trying to touch my sister? Is she not good enough for you? Love it. Number 3, we have... We have an image that's deciding not to pop up. In number 3, we have I Made Friends with the Second Prettiest Girl in Class, where we actually got the reveal of, hey, I don't like you. I love you. And I don't need anything else from this episode. This episode was phenomenal, but that alone is just such a great bait moment. The reason why the rest of the episode is amazing, though, is because we got to see characters we got to see the 3 main characters really influencing each other and really interacting in a way that's just kind of odd because they're so normal. Like, Umi and the main character are just doing their usual Friday night thing, but The best friend is sitting on the couch, wrapped in a blanket, watching them because she wants to see, hey, what's this special thing that you guys have going on? Turns out it's just being normal good friends, but also kind of loving each other. Not in a creepy way though. It's excellent. I cannot sing the praises of these last two romances any more than I can. Number two though, which we can see right here, is Akane Banashi, which I'm going to pronounce right one of these days as soon as I found out how to actually pronounce it. This is a Rengoku show, and I love the story we got told in this. I actually have the story that we got told in this open right now because our MC gets told, hey, you can perfectly repeat this story, but you're only saying sounds. You're not saying the actual words, because the actual words are the important part, and you're just kind of reading off a script. You're not putting the emphasis into it. And I love the fact that all of the other people that work in this stable, essentially, are all teaching our main character things. She's being told, hey, you can go into this competition that's for amateurs, where you can potentially meet the guy that screwed your dad over. But to go into it, you have to win, and you have to win with a story called Jugamu. Jugamu is, we actually have a weird and extremely racist version of it in the West. Well, not extremely, relatively racist version of it, called Tiki Taki Niku, which is, they are just the story of this person has a ridiculously long name, and it gets them either in or out of bad situations. So the version that's told originally in the show is about Jugamu, and I do need to keep checking the name, Jugamu, hitting one of his friends on the head, and by the time the guy finishes saying Jugamu's full name, his lump has gone away, so they don't punish him. There's also the other version of the story where Jugamu is drowning in a well, and because it takes so long to say Jugamu's full name, he dies. And it's meant to be a story that's like, hey, there can be too much of a good thing. That is such a sick story for one. But I'm loving how much of like old school Japanese tales that I'm learning through this show. And it's making me, I looked this up. I had to find out what the guy's full name is. I'm not going to try and read it right now. I might do it for a short though. Mostly because I won't be able to pronounce it at all. But if you are still sleeping on Akane Banashi, I don't know what you're doing. And in our number one slot, we have Demons of the Shadow Realm, where we got the proper action episode that we've been wanting. Like, we got the lead up to it last week. I'm so disappointed about one thing in this episode. We'll get through the bad before we get to the good. There was a setup for two characters, one bestial, one human, outside the door, and they could have made them the Tuckers. They could have made them Nina in dog form and Shao, and they didn't, and I'm disappointed, especially considering this is the maker of Full Metal Alchemist. They could have done it, but I love how the lore we got in this episode. We got the story of, hey, you can actually take over a contract if you can break the contract. So Asa, I want to say her name is, breaks the contract with Yin and Yang and makes a new one by putting her blood on it. But she does also inform them, hey, this is only a temporary thing. She also absolutely goes off her nut at the master of Yin and Yang for not naming them. And it's like, guy, look at your partners. These need to be named. Also, I think Yin and Yang may be the cutest things in mini mode. I've also just realized that we've never seen left and right in mini mode. I need to see them chibied. But on top of this, we got to see when they were talking about these things not being named and just being tools, essentially, we got to see Gabby get pissed off and almost use the Gabrielle's to bite his head off, which was excellent. But that's not to say we didn't get to see our MC do some shit too, because our MC doesn't know how to use daemons. Like, he has a pair of daemons, he doesn't know what to do with them yet because he's very new to this. What he's not new to is hunting. So when it's like, hey, there are a bunch of guys trying to kill us all with daemons out there. You've got a bow? Use it. So he gets his bow out, he jumps on top of a roof and just starts sniping guys with a bow that he's never used before and only just really adjusted to. And it was so good to see. But that's going to be it for this weekend. Well, this week. I really hope we get more of Chibi Yin and Yang and more Chibi daemons in general. I'd get some of these tattooed on me, I'll be honest. Yeah, that's going to be it. I'll see you all next week.